Listen, welcome, y'all. J. Cole has a lot of respect for his relationship, and you got to salute that. In the days we in right now, 2025, it's a lot of shady things that can go on behind the scenes, whether it's involving with women mainly. So you want to make sure that you stay respecting your relationship in the most firm way as possible. And when I mean firm, I mean the most tightest way possible. Now, J. Cole is married, if I'm not mistaken. And he's been dating before they got married. He was dating like that's like his college sweetheart. So it's like they've been knowing each other for a long time. And so it's a lot of building upon the years. Like, you got to become friends before you become, in a serious relationship with anybody in order for the relationship to have any stability, to being as strong as it can be or as strong as it can become. But the way J. Cole is carrying himself when it comes down to whether it's, talking to women of sort about whatever the situation may be, as far as like whether it's business or any advice that he could give them in any sort of type of way, he ends it with a fist bump. And I find that very, very, very respectful and very, very, very strong, because you don't really see that too much often because, it's always the cliche thing for the man to go in for the hug, even though if it's just out of respect. But I like this. And people online was like, J. Cole always doing that. And it's like, J. Cole could be in a serious, I don't want to say abusive relationship at home, but we don't know his wife. We don't know if she has ever went upside J. Cole's head with a right hook. We don't know if she ever tried to run him over. We don't know if she ever tried to set J. Cole on fire for trying to play with her. Like, we don't really know the mental stability of J. Cole's wife. We just see a pretty naturally black woman that's smart and went to school, graduated, and, got a great career for herself. We don't know where her mind state is at. So before you try to penalize or make, fun of J. Cole always fist bumping other women when he's talking to them, it's like, this man knows this woman. He's married to this woman. And not only is he playing as smart, but he's playing as safe as possible. He don't want no more left hooks upside the head. He don't want to get set on fire, allegedly. Or almost. He don't want to get ran over by another vehicle for trying to play with his woman. He don't want that no more, allegedly. So what do you do if you're in a situation if you don't want the same trauma to repeat itself? When you know better, you do better. So J. Cole is doing better. And he has a family, so his kids involved now. But when it comes down to the black woman with kids, and you got a kid by, it's gonna even more hell to pay if you try to mess up. You better move right. You better say the right things. But in all seriousness, like, all this is what I'm saying is serious. Allegedly. But J. Cole seems like he has a very secure wife. He seems as if, like, that don't mean that she ain't crazy. But he seemed like he has a very secure wife that understands And at the same time, she's a woman of respect and deserve to be respected. Comes off of what I'm seeing, like, just, I'm just lending my, my third eye or whatever. So it's just what I've gathered upon, seeing how long he's been with her, and then you decide to marry her. So that means must be really something special about her. And J. Cole, I mean, he's had his play. He had his fun. He had his times where, he crept, out and, slid out. And, we all have made some mistakes in our lifetime. Whether it's with a Simmons, not Angela. But who knows what the relationship was, but, intact, like where they were at during those times. So you can't really say if a man has cheated if you don't know the time frame and the position of the relationship of where it stood at the time. Because they could have been on a break. But I'm just saying, that happened. So I'm saying this to say, to see a black man move like this in 2025, I find it very smart and safe. And that's how the way I feel like you should move. Even if you're not in a relationship, I feel like you should still move with the fist bump. Because just because you see an attractive woman, you don't really know what spirits carry along with that woman. People just be looking at the outside appearance and just get distracted and just think, let me just go in for her because I want to feel her. So you can't think and go about it like that because she has all these beautiful assets. And I'm speaking literally, like physically, like outside appearance, her body and her face. You got to be still smart and carry yourself as if you are in a relationship. As in some parts, when it comes to how the way you move as a man, when it comes down to the introduction of you introducing yourself or the outro of when you get ready to close out the conversation, a fist bump or a handshake, like he did with the Gabrielle Union, courtside at the game. So these are some methods that you should take in even if you aren't in a relationship, because you got to think about it. When you have a lot to lose, it's always somebody that's trying to plot at some sort of type of way, whichever way it may be, or whichever way, however way it may, they may see fit. So you got to be careful. You have to be careful because a lot of women out here are broke and miserable. And misery don't have a look to it. They could be the finest of all fine, but they are out to seek to try to get anything out of anyone that they can. Because a lot of them are tired of being, whether it's defecated on, going to Dubai, and, going on these trips, and you always seeing just them, but you really never seeing really who's the one that's really paying for these trips and that they going on. But that's another story. They just want to live a lifestyle where they can really pay for their own flights and not have to worry about doing anything for it. So they want to try to create something out of nothing. And it could be so far as to say, like, he tried to touch me inappropriately. And that's my whole point of playing it smart and safe at the same time. And it may seem like so much of a, common sense thing to do, something that's so simple as a fist bump. But we all know common sense ain't common, so a lot of people just move off of lust feelings. Like I said, based off of outside appearance. Getting carried away by outside appearance till it can affect the thought process of a man. So I salute J. Cole. I salute him, and I really love how the way that he's carrying himself as a man, as a family man, because we are in a day and age is you got to really be smart with how you move. You have to really move like a ninja and move like you got government security that's, following you everywhere you go, or undercover FBI. Because you just never know with these hidden agendas on who's really plotting to try to get some money out of something by lying and saying something just so they could try to get a payday out of it. Sensei Reality News. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll let y'all on the next video. One love. Peace.